Hi, all. This is Dr. J, Professor Spike and Arjun, streaming live from Long Island, New York, and Oakland, California. Shalom, Young. Welcome to the show. We've got a hell of a show for you today. A really good shoe.
Hell of a.
Really good shoe.
Hell of a. I'm actually in Pittsburgh right now. East Coast.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The
Yes,
home of the
indeed.
smokestacks.
Cloud Factory.
Yeah.
Linda and Chris and
The
Dan.
city.
The city.
The city. SOOTY.
Remember how Manhattan used to be along the West Side Highway with the smokestacks?
Oh, man, yeah.
No more.
We
cleaned up Manhattan, and I think Pittsburgh got cleaned up pretty well, too.
Yeah, it did. It did. It took a little longer, but it happened.
Yeah.
Oh, Kamal is here, too.
Dan is with us. Shalom, Dan. Happy Friday.
Hello. Hello. Everyone's back now that bio might not be drag.
It's turning around a little bit.
Arjun and I were chatting very informally about the IBB. We looked at it and we said, it's either going to turn today or it's going to go down to whatever level we said, remember?
Yep.
It's like a 50-50 split. I
Pivot point.
didn't expect it to be the turning point, but maybe it is. This feels like more than a dead cat bounce to me.
I agree.
It's just nice to see a couple of greens in here.
Linda is with us with a triple high.
We're going to get.
Even GHSI might be up today.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll take a look. That's funny. Well, you never know, right? Let's see. Oh, $1.75. That's something.
Chris is with us. We have a lot of Chris's. One of the Chris's is with us. Zeisman. We've had Zeisman on the show before. Hey, Zeisman.
Hello, Zeiss. Zickerman.
Zeisman's happy about 20th century, whatever they're called, the cigarette.
Oh, right.
The cigarette.
Because it's I guess right after pot, you have to do tobacco.
Well, I think Biden is instituting strict nicotine guidelines or on cigarettes. He wants very low nicotine cigarettes. That's what they want.
Wow.
Kamal is with us.
Hello, Kamal.
Famous for his March call. Bring on Bcrx action plan. Okay, we're going to have to figure out strategy for options, option writing on Bcrx.
We have their earnings date call, so now we can plan. We got a date.
Oh, cabinet guy is making progress. Knock wood. Where's the wood? I got like.
All right.
I don't have real wood on my
Mountain bike on a Friday. I love it. I'm going golfing later.
You have a hip operation, so that's
just make sure you don't fall off the mountain bike. Do me a favor.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, Pablo, I got you. We'll talk about this.
All the way from Spain. Bcrx strategy. The results are. What do you think the results are going to be? We'll talk about that.
Absolutely.
Well, it's an earnings play. It's not going to be about any.
I have something like 16 stocks listed to talk about. That's a lot.
Yeah. Plus, I added a bunch.
Nice. Well, I can be on.
I'm going to have to talk fast. Dan, I did almost the same thing. I'm out of CCIV, but instead of going into Neo, I went big into Xpev.
Oh, yeah. You love that one.
I do like that one. I feel blessed that I didn't get stopped out.
The car looks good. Dr. J is in.
And they're using LiDAR on the third model they just came out with, LiDAR technology in the car. It's an autonomous vehicle. I don't know the Chinese laws, whether you can use them in the city. And
Well, when they accidentally kill people, they just don't announce it.
I believe they can use it, the autonomous vehicle part on the highways, like I think we can as well, can we not? On the
There's got to be somebody there, but they got to be in the front seat.
Linda, good luck with XXI. I take a few puffs for Dr. J.
Oh, wow. Okay. Taking that momentum play.
All right, so everyone's dying to hear what Arjun's plan is. Arjun, I hope you formulated a plan.
I got a plan. I've already started.
He's been writing about it.
FRS, PLX, and DMTK. I think Linda, don't you mean FSR, please?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, FSR. Yeah, that was the next day after that call. That thing.
I think I have all of them on my agenda: FSR, PLX, and DMTK.
Yeah, well, we'll put PLX on certainly. Yeah.
I own PLX. We need a strategy on PLX. Should it be approved? We'll have to come up with it. Strategize on Bcrx and PLX.
Let's do it.
Yes, we have a lot of PLX rooters here. Linda, I'll have you know that I'm in big on FSR because of the Bank of America call, because I've made money in it before, because I like the car. The Ocean SUV is going to be a phenomenal car. However, the very next day after the BOFA analyst called for $31 a share and and Morgan Stanley analyst calls for a target of 40 a share, what do you think Goldman analyst comes in at?
You think they're 25, 20?
$10 a share with a sell.
Well, you know, I mean, somebody's got to be right, and they have to play the game.
Now, Goldman, fortunately, I don't trust Goldman.
23K Bcrx, that's
Yeah,
healthy.
It's all a matter of how your crystal ball is working that day, right?
Right.
So, and then Linda says Goldman sucks. Goldman sucks.
Goldman Sachs.
She misspelled sucks. Yeah.
Dan is still holding some serious money on Bcrx. We need help.
I can provide some opinions on what to do that are strictly my own.
Now, Linda has a strong Linda has a very strong opinion regarding Goldman.
No, we were saying she just misspelled Sachs.
She just misspelled
Yeah.
Very good.
Linda's a great investor, not the best speller.
Jake promised me he would show up today. What are the odds?
I'll put it at the same odds that FSR goes to $10.
Oh, geez. Let's hope. Look, Jake should come on because his one stock that he hates, the stock he hates the most, maybe, I know, collapsed today. So if Jake comes on, he can gloat over his...
Oh, yeah. I wonder if he shorted that or if he just didn't
He
do
shorted
anything.
it from time to time. He's not...
Yeah, no, he knows how to play that stuff.
He's not permanently short, I know, but he has shorted it for over when it shot up a few times.
Yeah, I mean it's down $10 from the peak this year. Wow,
yeah, and it's down big today, 25%. Big,
incredible. Way to go, Jake, wherever you are.
I think the first stock we should talk about is CVM.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who needs?
You want to take that as a segment?
Only 2 weeks ago, you could have bought it 14 and sell it 25 today.
It's true.
That was sort of what I was looking to do in the summer. I mean,
who needs data? Just swing.
It took a million years to get from 14 back to 28.
Swing trade this sucker. What a move!
Out of 25 in it 20.
Yeah, what a move! So let's get to work.
Yep, let's do it.
Start with CVM.
CVM.
Did anybody trim in the little upswing that it took?
I didn't because I have very little of it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't own any, but
I'm still holding the original amount that you made me promise to buy 2 years ago.
Well, you're going to get rich. What could I tell you?
Wasn't that much though. I mean, it wasn't a big promise; it was a little promise.
All right.
But yeah, it's right. We still got to ride this thing. We got to ride this pony for as long as we've been on. This is where emotions come in.
Absolutely. Conviction.
Oh yeah, and that too.
What's the phrase though? We date stocks, we don't marry them. I don't always follow that, but I've heard that.
I was offline.
Then we'd have to play. We'd have to play Kiss, Marry, Kill.
I think I was offline, right?
We have to close the door.
What happened? I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yep.
You guys hear me? See me? Everything's cool?
Yep, everything's copacetic.
Everything's copacetic? I want a response before I go and share screen.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear me?
Yeah. Hear you.
Okay, good. Thank you. Now let's
You're welcome.
try again. We'll try with CVM. By typing in CVM, my computer went down.
CVM. Oh, I like seeing all that green on the right side of your
My
screen.
computer with CVM.
Everything's green unless you're holding gold.
Ah, yeah. Well, the gold bugs are getting hurt today.
Good.
How about the crypto people?
Crypto, so when Biden announced the capital gains plan, crypto went
Uh-huh.
and it yeah. Well, some of the stupid like Dogecoin, like that dropped from like 40 cents to 20 cents, like all the stuff that was inflated. We don't need to talk about that. Let's talk about stocks.
Yeah, let's stick to this is a weekly on CVM. Remember we had that big spike into the 40s on January 24th? Well, it looks like we're heading back to that level, maybe. The data, certainly.
It took out the...
Did it take out 2789?
It looks like it. If you go, it looks like it did, briefly. Yeah. Oh, it stopped there. It stopped right there.
All right, so we have a double top,
Right.
sort of.
Interesting.
I mean, you're looking at what, the monthly here?
The weekly.
Okay.
The weekly shows this distinct pattern between the two big green candlesticks of a downtrend that doesn't mean one doggone thing. It all got erased in 1 week. Namely this week. Let's take a look at the daily.
It looks like if you were playing this by the technicals, you would have sold when it double topped and then waited for a retrace.
Which it's doing.
Yep.
It is certainly retracing. It went as low today as 2193, which would have been a wonderful time to nibble a little, as it regained everything that it lost early in the trading day. We're back at above $24, almost $25. Higher than the close yesterday. We're up 51 cents. So there's clearly a continuation of the uptrend here.
Yeah.
Normal retracement, an opportunity to have gotten in cheaper, is probably missed by a lot of people, including Dr. J, because I was working out this morning, no time to play with the stocks. So every time I work out, I lose money. I shouldn't work out.
Are we supposed to take a lesson from that?
Yeah, you just don't, too much activity is no good. Better to eat your mint Girl Scout chocolate chip cookies with milk and trade them up.
Right.
That's what I would have been doing if I wasn't working out. I would have been eating my mint mint Girl Scout cookies, chocolate mint, with a glass of milk, and trading my stocks. I would bought some CVM. Now I feel bad that I was working out instead.
Well,
I feel like I missed another opportunity to buy a chunk. But again, you can strategize with options on this one. You want to take a look at the options?
The swing trade on this, really, the range that we've been talking about, 20 to 25. Yeah, granted, it did go down to 18, and I bought some more then. But I mean, there was no reason to buy back in at 23.
What are the odds that before data it fills the gap from 3 trading days from Wednesday? What odds would you take on that? Before data, it fills the gap down to that $20 level.
Well,
I would say 2 to 1 that it doesn't fill the gap just because of the macro strength and bio, but that's just me. I'll give 2 to 1 that it retains these levels.
Yeah, I think I agree, only because people are still chomping at the bit for data, and if the data comes, or if it looks like it's coming, or even if it leaks, then we're going to go one way or the other.
$20 and a nickel would be the fill of the gap.
Right, that's what I'm getting back.
And it's now 25. That would be a nice percentage dive. That would be 20%. That's a lot. But data is so elusive. If data takes a lot, it doesn't happen by.
Oh, we lost him. Dr. J, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Yep, you're back. You just froze.
What I was saying is that if data doesn't come by the expiry date in May, which is the whatever date that is, I feel that frustration will once again set in and will drift back.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fill the gap. If data, obviously we won't. Not obviously, but I say we won't. The direction is up for now. So it took out a key level here, right? Or it didn't? Yeah, it took this level out. No, it missed by 3 cents, right? It missed by 3 pennies? 27.89, 27.86. I think we checked this. 27.80. We missed by 3 pennies. So we clearly have resistance up around that $28 level. And the filling of the gap is certainly possible if it takes longer than expected to get data. At this point, people are betting on data happening before that May expiry. The May expiration, the options are very high premium for a couple of weeks. They're a couple of weeks out with huge premiums. So how do you play it? I don't know. I mean, I thought about buying options, buying the famous Drake straddle, go long and go short. But I felt the price of the options precluded that. So I'm just going to kind of sit it out and take a small profit if I win my bet, and take a small loss otherwise. What am I going to do?
Sounds good to me.
I'm not in it to win it, but I'm in it just not to win it. I want to win it, but I'm not all in.
Sure.
I was all in at one point, but not anymore.
Got it.
So I have a small rooting interest in it for myself and a big rooting interest for Professor Spike and Linda and Dan and others that are on loyal fans. So we're rooting for you. We're pulling for you.
Appreciate that.
Fosco is very convincing in his mathematical analysis, his model.
But he hasn't really backed that up in easily 2 months.
Yeah, but you don't need to, because nothing's changed. We're just in a wait state. Everything's over. It's over. Now we're just waiting for the data.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's nothing new. There's no new data. No new data to analyze. No new twists. It's been analyzed every which way. And
Yeah.
the math points to a likelihood of success, but you know, models are only good. So good. Oh, how did Fauci say recently about modeling? He made a very insightful remark. A model is only as good as the next model, or something like that. I forget what it was.
Yeah. Well, I haven't heard his. I have a bunch of my own thoughts about that, but
Yeah.
it applies well.
We all know that one scientific model had the Earth as the center of the solar system, and that lasted for many centuries, didn't it? So
yeah.
Well,
Okay. It worked until it didn't.
I don't even remember my astronomy. Was it Aristotle who had us as the center of the universe,
Probably.
or Copernicus? I forget.
Yeah, while we've been talking, this stock's been moving up nicely.
We should
Okay.
we should keep talking.
You're right.
We should keep talking.
Liking all this green on the right. We could go to Bcrx.
Right now, the chart is clearly bullish.
Right.
But like I said, I would be a little cautious if the expiration comes and goes. I might I would take some profits. I'm not
Makes
going.
sense.
But I'm not going to, because I have a small position. But if I had a large position, I would cut it after May expiry on fear that it's going to fill that gap.
Makes sense.
Well, again, it's a long way to May expiry, and let's hope for all these people that have been waiting so long, including Spike and me, that we get the doggone results one way or the other before May expiry on CVM. So I want to know whether we have a cure for head and neck cancer or not. Whether we have the ability to sustain life far longer than the expected 3 years for half the population, or not.
Yep.
So this is a meaningful, relevant study, the largest study in head and neck cancer ever. What was it, over 900 people over a period of 5-6 years? I mean, this is a major study. And the results are going to be significant one way or the other. And we hope that it's to the upside.
Indeed.
We have a lot of requests for Ctxr. Since we were talking about Fosco, we might as well get to that one.
Sure. I have it on my list.
Yeah, I got to hop off in 20, but I'll stick around for 20 minutes.
Is Jake around, or you never know with Jake? Let me take a quick look. Jake is waiting in the
There he
wings.
is.
Oh, nice.
Jake, I had good timing. I came back to look for you. We're gonna do Ctxr, but I mentioned your name earlier because I know collapsed today, 25%, back to the 6s. It's
nice call. Nice call.
Absolutely brutal. I know you didn't call it the collapse, but you've been saying stay away. That's been your attitude. You have any comments about that, or not really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Bad management. I mean, until management changed, I'm staying away from that one. I mean, I'm not happy it collapsed, or you
don't have a position.
Patting myself on the back.
You don't have a position.
Did you short it or puts or anything?
I play puts 3 times on INO.
Nice.
And you won all 3 times, right?
Every time, yeah. On INO, I mean, other puts not so much, but on INO every time, tried and true.
Noted. Noted.
By management, you mean specifically the CEO, or?
Yeah, the CEO. I actually tried to mute him like a year ago or a year and a half ago. He almost took my meeting, which means that it's probably not that great of a company. The CEO is. That's when I knew.
I'm going to stop sharing screens so we can have a better chat. It's not often Jake has been gracing us with his presence.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, no, it's been busy. I'm going back to the States in 2 days.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. It's still in beautiful Medellin, Colombia.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Yeah, what's up with that telescope out there? That looks awesome.
Yeah, you should spy on people in their homes.
As long as you're not spying on Dr. Kim in where's Ino located?
I don't know, but I think Kim is at one point in San Diego.
San Diego. I think he's a UPenn guy though. Yeah, he's a bright guy. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's better than the SRNE guy.
Yeah.
Sorrento.
SRNE is another one of Jake's favorite. I must short this on every pop.
Yeah, I've bought puts on that, and those have been nice.
Short the rips on SRNE, and I know.
Yeah, SRNE is a scam in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a scam.
Linda is alluding to some not so great behavior on Jake.
Hey, take that comment off the screen. Someone could screenshot that.
All right. What have you guys been like into the most? I saw CVM. You know, you talking about CVM.
Yeah, CVM, man. Maybe you were wrong about that one. Maybe the results are going to finally come out good.
I mean, the result will come. I don't know about good. It will come though.
You think they'll come by May expiry? A few weeks.
I don't know. Every time I think the result is about to come, I always lose money on my Rango.
That's what's happened to me as well. Every time I play the straddle game, it expires, worthless.
1 second.
So
you're talking data expiry on the next set of options.
It's what is it? May 19th?
Yeah, like May 21st.
I don't know the date offhand, but third Friday of the month.
No, I get that. Is there anything fundamental in CVM's schedule where they're supposed to be putting this data out?
No, it's when they get it. The full data analysis has been taking almost a year.
Right, because Dan's been saying that. What he said too many countries, some of the clinical sites don't even exist anymore.
Right.
So he thinks that some of the data may not even be accurate.
Well, maybe that's good. They can use what they want to use and discard what they want to discard.
Okay. So you think that's a good thing.
Maybe that'll work to their advantage.
Okay.
Spike is saying that some of the clinical sites from the trial don't even exist anymore in CVM. So that the veracity of the data could come under question, even if it is good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you have a big position, you got to sell some calls or like hedge a little bit. Like, don't go all in here.
Yeah. On the other hand, what are we talking about? A 10-bagger if this thing works out?
Yeah, of course, but you can hedge and make it a 7-bagger and without the downside.
I sold my shares on that last pop. I sold most of my shares in the
40 around there.
Yeah, how to get out.
Yeah, don't be a hero, okay? Just take your.
I did a fair amount there as well.
Don't be a hero. Do some straddles or some spreads or something. I mean, just don't bet the farm.
Let's see what Dan has to say.
Yeah, it's just.
He's very skeptical.
Yeah.
Interesting. The clinical sites don't exist anymore. I did not know that.
So as Spike said, there's reason to doubt the data, even if it comes out positive. And there could be an I mean, you could have a good data and a huge pop, and then the headline about the suspect data comes out the next day and kills the price. I've seen that kind of thing happen very often with suspect data. The data.
I don't know if I want to put that out into the universe.
Let's say I'll give you a hypothetical. The data is good. CVM goes to 100 the next day. Following day, some hedge fund comes up with this suspect data theory, sends it back down to $30 a share.
Well, then there's your big swing.
I think if I owned a lot of shares, there's no question on good data, I'm out. Not going to stick around.
Yeah, clearly. When the second data comes out.
The second it comes out, Jake says, get rid of it if it's good.
Well, Jake's done that a year earlier. Well, the year data comes out, I'm out.
Last time you were on the show, you would say you would eat your hat if the data were good.
Yeah, I would eat a hat.
Joke's on you. He doesn't have a hat.
Yeah. When you have hair this good, you don't wear hats.
I concur. I never wear hats.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
You see, we have you on tape saying that if the data is good,
I would eat a hat. Yes.
You'll eat your hat and you'll eat your Fanny or Yankee hat? I would eat my Yankee hat.
Your Yankee hat. Oh man.
Window.
Medium rare. Sous vide it.
Yeah.
You think we should get back to some stocks since it's
I have 10 minutes.
We haven't had Jake on in such a long time. We enjoy it.
No, it's good to just shoot the shit for a bit. I have 10 minutes, so I want to give the Bcrx strategy at some point because everyone's asking.
All right, let's do Bcrx. And Jake, is there anything you in particular you want to point out before we do Bcrx? About any stock. You have anything?
Yeah, I like Star Peak lately. It's almost like a for sure swing play from 30 to 20 and back.
Stpk.
Yeah, we found you in that one for the last time you were on.
You've been consistent with that one. You like that one from the beginning.
Yeah, it always go from 20 and 30 and back.
So you like swinging it from the low 20s to the high 20s.
Yeah, if it hits low 20s, you can almost for sure make money. The fundamentals are good too.
Okay. So we have a swing trade for STPK, buy in the low 20s, sell in the high 20s. As per our man Jake, who we haven't had the privilege of having on for some time now. So you're like a celebrity when you show up, Jake.
Absence make the heart grow fonder is part of my strategy.
It's a good strategy, yeah.
It's working.
Right, we're going to look at Bcrx.
Yeah, Kamal's telling us to move on. He's getting upset.
Yeah, we're not doing the 15 stocks that I have listed.
Yeah, we've done one in about 40 minutes.
We will get back to Ctxr for those people who were asking for it.
Well, we're just shooting the shit, we're all friends here, and we haven't seen each other in a long time, so.
That's true.
We're allowed a moment. Are we not allowed a moment?
Of course. The moment has passed.
Ctxr is on my screen, and that looks.
Yeah, let's do that one before we move. If you could wait for a second.
Look at this candle. It smothered the candle from Tuesday. Smothered it.
Looks fantastic.
And now we have support at the 9 and resistance at the 50. So let's get a move above the 50 to confirm this upward move.
Absolutely.
We certainly do have support at the 100. It looks very strong. So $1.50 is good support, and we got to overcome the 50, which is at 50 is at, what is it, $1? Can't read my charts. $1.83, is it? Something like that. We're very close. We want to break through that.
Yeah.
What can I say? It's reason. There's reason to be in this one fundamentally with the minnow lock, and the chart is looking like it's responding after a long downturn. That it may have turned it around at $1.50, but at least we know where support is.
Absolutely.
Bcrx.
It's time to scale back into your favorite bio plays.
Yep.
Like this one.
Yep. Well, this one we never got out of, so.
Yeah, we never did. This was the one that we held through the IBB and XBI sell-off.
Yes.
Yeah, let me give my 2 cents real quick. So basically, we have a date for earnings. This is the much anticipated first ever Orladeo revenue report, Thursday, May 6th. I'm anticipating a run up further into that because it's supposed to get approved for the EU soon, and I think that'll cause a little pump. Maybe we'll test the 14s, but I think we'll get above 13 at least. And so I've already started buying back some of my put sales because they've printed big from the 9s. So if anyone had any put sales, maybe start buying them back slowly. And then I'm going to sell covered calls on the run up to earnings, maybe sell the most on like May 4th and 5th just to hedge a bit because I mean, it's the first quarter of revenues. Like, what do you really expect is what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, I don't really buy that they're going to have something like 30, 40 million in revenue. That seems a little ridiculous. If they get above 15, I'll be ecstatic. Because it's only US for a very brief period of time. And like now that we're adding Japan, EU, I think by the time you get to Q3 or Q4, that's when you'll really see potential for parabolic movement if the sales are doing well. But just be careful on that earnings call is what I'm saying, because you saw what happened on R&D day, and I could see the same thing happening. It's possible. Don't bet that it won't happen.
I think we run right up to resistance where I drew the line, right up to about 1290, 1213.
Yeah, that could happen.
Between 1290 and 13, I think we move up to that level prior to the earnings release.
Yep.
So I mean, we're almost there. It's not like I'm making a huge call. I think we basically have had a little run, and we'll continue with a small run up until earnings, and it will take good earnings to propel us higher.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. But there's a lot of ways you can play it with options, a combination of shares and options. And Arjun told you what he's planning on doing. Jake, do you have a position?
Have a position
In BC?
but I would get back in.
You're thinking of getting back in?
Yeah, I've been watching it, but I don't have a position right now.
Are you waiting for them to just prove that sales are coming in, or what do you want to see?
Yeah, I mean, the only reason why I'm not in, because I just don't have experience once again with companies that already went to commercialization. That's the main reason. But when it dropped to 10 or 11, that was like,
Jake, do not buy stocks that are not for sale after PDUFA.
Yeah, just my personal rule of thumb,
Yeah.
And
But Jake, I think they are for sale. If you saw their R&D
Oh, they're so for sale. They're the most for sale of any bio, in my opinion. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like it was like a sales presentation, their R&D show.
They literally gave the entire history of the whole company. Like, it was so ridiculous. And it felt like I was watching like a Cinemax production. Yeah, it was crazy.
It would
I
be
agree with you.
similar to a Biden or Trump commercial, you know,
Yeah.
showing their roots.
I think it'll work. I think they're going to get bought. I don't know when, but I'm staying in for it for sure.
So we have some ideas that Arjun kicked around. I am still personally long a lot of June, 3.5 calls. I have about as many calls as I do shares, an equal amount. And other than that, I haven't done anything, and I don't know that I will. Maybe I will. I don't know. There's still plenty of time for me to do something.
Yeah, just take a look at the premiums on the covered calls next week and the week after and see what you think. I think there's a nice opportunity to hedge a little bit with that, because I think if this starts to run and if macro keeps pumping, I think that people kind of lose their mind. And
I will say one more thing, that I bought I bought shares on Wednesday, Thursday, yesterday, and Wednesday. I added to my collection.
Seems smart.
That's it, but not call options, just shares.
That makes sense.
So that's what I did. Arjun gave you his ideas, and Jake is waiting for the right time, what he perceives as the right time. How about you, Professor Spike?
I'm going to be taking Dan's advice about maybe trimming if it over the next week or two, but I'm still going to hold on to my main position.
Okay.
That's smart. Yeah, we're all in the same boat.
Basically the same idea. Arjun says hedge a little, and Dan says trim a little. Dr. J hasn't come up with a strategy yet.
Just hold on for dear life.
Yeah, I'm going with what I got so far. Maybe what I'll do is trim if the earnings call is really good and we get a pop that day. On really good news, I might trim a little, take a little profit.
Yeah. Oh, it's 9. All right, I gotta hop off, but good to see everyone.
Thanks for your thoughts on
Bcrx.
Have a good weekend.
Dr. J, might as well
see you again. Gotta go.
Take care. Why don't we do star peak before you? I guess
with Jake.
Jake's content.
And we lost Jake?
Yeah, Jake left.
Okay, so we're going to continue with Professor Spike and Dr. J, looking at many stocks, as many as we could squeeze in the next. But we've been on a long time talking about nothing.
Yeah, we'll give them a little extra time if they want it.
Yeah, I have.
Just give them a sec.
I can't. The internet has not been kind either.
No, it has not. But at least it comes back for you.
Yeah. So after Bcrx, what did I have next?
Charge point.
Let's do that one. You're still in that one, right?
Yes.
So am I. I actually bought some recently, and I'm, knock wood, doing pretty well on it. So it had a clear reversal on Wednesday. I can't tell if it's not quite an engulfing, but it's close. But it's very nice reversal, and confirmation didn't really come. It came weak confirmation on Thursday, but strong confirmation today, as we're trading above the 9-day, and we're way up from the lows of $20. We're 20% up already in just 2 days. That's a pretty large move. And this this comes, this green candle comes after a series of about 10 negative candles. So this is a welcome. Wednesday's candle was a tip-off that perhaps we're turning it around. And it does look like it. I think charging stations are a great infrastructure play. I bought this one on, I don't remember when I bought it exactly, but I know I'm making money on it now. And I bought Tpgy, which I'm making money on. I think looking at the chart, it already made a gap fill, I think, today on the close here. So I think where it goes from here, it should be straight up. I think EV is back. I think bio might be back.
Yeah,
So,
we might finally be getting a turnaround in these. At least that's what it looks like.
You're going to see resistance up around the 100,
Yeah,
up around $33.
50.
So I mean, there's a long ways that this could run yet.
Yeah.
It has little to stop it. So if EV is back, this should test the highs back here. Looks like 3250 around there.
We're good.
So it looks I'm pretty bullish the EV plays. I'm very bullish the infrastructure plays.
Did you want to look at Tpgy just to provide a comparison?
Okay, I'm sure the chart will look similar, but I will. Tpgy is the European charging play. And the chart does look very
for whatever reason. Yeah, it does look very similar.
But the turnaround didn't just occur Wednesday, it occurred earlier. It occurred last Friday, right? 4/16. And that was the turnaround. And really Wednesday was the key big green can.
Maybe we can use this stock as a way of anticipating what ChargePoint's going to do.
Just like ChargePoint, we're now trading above the 9-day. How much more we're going to go is unclear because we have 2 dojis in a row, which signals a lot of uncertainty in the market. But it is trading above the 9, and I'm betting that it will test, just like ChargePoint, will test the recent highs, which I'll draw in right in a second. So to my way of thinking, there's going to be a lot of resistance right about the 21.5 level. Well, 21.55, something like that. The resistance is a ways off. We're also going to have a little resistance a little earlier at the 50-day moving average,
right,
which is at about 19 something.
Yeah, that's the one I'm worried about.
The 50-day is, where is it sitting?
Only because that defines the channel a little bit, the downward channel.
1745 to 1979. So if it backs off that, we'll see what happens. Get there first.
It would be nice to see it bounce through. I agree.
My feeling is get there first. I want to see it get there.
Okay. Yeah, we're not selling. We're not selling before then, certainly.
Yeah, 1979 might make me happy enough to take some off the table.
Really? Okay. I mean, for mine, I'm still a loser there, but.
Well, what else is on my list?
Actually, let's do something for Linda. She wants to see XXII.
Jiggly was in that. I don't know if he's still in.
Yeah, no, a couple of people are still into it. And you were just saying before about the question of whether or not this tobacco business.
Well,
I mean, look at it today.
The regulatory environment is very favorable for this company now. So you gotta. I think you gotta be in it at this point. With
Well,
the,
they gave this to us about what,
with
7
with the emphasis being on very low nicotine cigarettes, with Biden cracking down on the whole the whole doggone cigarette industry. I think this is looking attractive, and this candle is like a huge candle. Took out the old high. So
you don't see a retracement back to half that candle?
absolutely, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Okay. Well, I learned from the best.
Yeah, absolutely, especially since that coincides pretty much with the old high.
With the top, yeah.
Well, it doesn't really, but
Oh,
I'm thinking
I actually don't look at the shadows very much.
there's a retracement back to this level. That's the support area. What I can't read, 428. So I think you don't have to chase this. This will pull back. I think it's a good one to be in, but I would nibble. I wouldn't go whole hog right into it because it has a history of pulling back.
Yeah.
So I would edge in. Of course, my opinions and your opinions and Jake's opinions and Arjun's opinions. What are they? Strictly our own?
They're all yours actually, but
Did I constitute investment?
they're not everyone else's.
Do they constitute investment
They
advice?
absolutely do not constitute investment advice,
Should people check with an advisor before acting on anything we say?
or at least their spouse.
At least their spouse, okay. Or their dog, or somebody. All right.
All right, the next one is.
Also, people should subscribe, right? If they're watching.
Oh yeah, if you like us, subscribe. Talk about us.
Yeah, because that's how we pay.
We like the compliments. You know, deep down, we're very insecure people.
Look, we have 100 followers that are with us 100% all the time, and I want to see that turn into 1,000.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
You had CTIC on your list.
Okay, Ctic it is.
I was wondering. I mean, I'm looking at for what people are looking for. You know, we did spend a lot of time on CVM and Bcrx, and maybe
those two deserved a lot of time, didn't they? I think they deserved a lot of time.
They did, actually, because right now we're at a critical juncture with these guys. Because I myself was very confused about what to do with CVM.
Oh, this is a beautiful turnaround candle, isn't it? After a long downtrend.
I'm selling this one too, and I'm waiting to get some of my money back.
This is my favorite pattern when you get that big
nibble sign, and then it just goes, right?
Yeah, you get that big green candle after a long downturn. And very often it comes back to the middle of this green candle. So what's the middle? Do the math. 230 to 250. What's the middle? 240, right?
Yep.
So I would be looking to add at $2.40. I own a pretty large position, so I'm happy to see this big green candle reaction.
This is insane.
I'm very optimistic. I don't think your fundamentals have changed one iota.
Right.
Sometime in May we get a PDUFA date. Sometime by the end of the year we get approval, and we're in business. MDS, not MDS, MF. Myelofibrosis drug. The only competition is the JAK inhibitor by, is it Insight? I think Insight Pharmaceuticals. So this makes them a possible takeout play as well, this one drug. Pacritinib. They're using it for, is it pacritinib? I got so many stocks I get confused.
I know, right? It's hard to keep track.
I think that's what it is. Is it a monoclonal antibody?
Oh, if it is, it would end with AB, not an IB, remember?
Yeah, I don't know how to spell pacritinib anyway.
Yeah, no, I can't find it on my list right now. But yeah, except for me. All right.
Pacritinib is like their only drug, but they're in 3 different things. What is it? Is it graft versus host disease? I get confused.
Graft versus host, yes.
Graft for GVHD, whatever that is. And the other one is COVID for very sick people.
Right. Right. Well, because those monoclonal antibodies are really starting to
Yeah, so we have
starting to show their face as well. I mean, this is what Biogen was really big on. Revlimid, that was the first one that really took the market into.
Yeah, I mean, if pacritinib is a great drug, all you need is one, right? You don't need a big pipeline. Depends how good it is. All right, what's next?
Well, actually, Kamal's asking for CRSP, and we had been talking about that. It's been in the ether. We were talking about because everything else is really your blue chips.
It's following the 200. It has trouble. It's got trouble. Repelled at the 50. Negative cross with the 50 and the 100 back 3 weeks ago. But it looks like it formed a base. And look at how the 9-day is curling up. And it looks like it's going to cross.
It's got a slight upward trend going.
I think you can buy this one at any time because I think it's a very good long-term play. Fundamentals are excellent. Who just bought 60% of this doggone company? Was it Vertex? One of the big pharma.
Really?
Big pharma bought 60%. So
it's making the news.
They're really not Crispr. They're really Vertex. They're more Vertex than Crispr.
Right. Well, the technology itself. This whole gene editing business seems pretty wild.
Yeah, gene editing, it's the latest technology. I think it's the stock you got to be in, especially over the long term, not for trading even. Just own it.
I just like the fact that it's hugging the it's at the 100. It's hugging the 100 and just riding up in a upward fashion on that.
Hugging the 50.
That's the 50. Okay.
There was a negative cross with the 100, but I think it did go down, but it's fine now. I think we based, and we'll see. We'll see. I think it takes out. It's been making new highs. Yesterday was a new high, higher high than on 414. So we're heading in the right direction. I think the 9-day will give us a positive cross with the 50, and I think we could move up to test the 100. How do you like that? We could move up to the 146.
There you go. All right.
So I'm bullish Crispr. Bullish Crispr. Dr. J is bullish.
There you go.
Crispr. All right, but I also like it from a long-term investment. Also, what about a buyout by Vertex? They own 60%. Why don't they just buy the whole doggone company?
Right. Good point.
I hope I'm right about that. I remember in the back of my mind reading about that, but I read so many things. Double check everything I say. Don't trust what I say, because I read so many things. I believe I'm right, but I'm not going to bet my shirt on it. All right.
You listed Walmart as one of your choices. I'm wondering why.
Because it's just my second biggest position in my active trading portfolio, and I don't trade it that much, so it's like I don't know why it's there, but it's there.
I mean, I've been holding on. I've been holding on for the longest time on this stuff because I've been thinking of it as a long-term investment, and I've been very disappointed over the last couple of months, as you can see.
Yeah, it went down to the 130s, but now it's recovered back to 140.
Right. So I just took the ride. I didn't even buy back in.
I sold some, so that's why I bought recently in the 130s.
Okay.
I do trade it because, they don't, even though it's a good long-term play, I don't even have to draw a trend line. It's following, it's following the 200 for support at this point. And
right. Look, it's upward. Yeah, but I mean, we were talking about this being, the next Amazon, the next AWS play. And it's been.
I think this could be a long-term rival to Amazon for e-commerce.
That's the promise. But at least right now, it looks like it's pretty stable and stable. Enough.
Also, it's not COVID dependent for its income.
Right.
I think COVID didn't hurt it; it helped it. But people will be coming back to the stores more, so they're going to get the brick and mortar business that they missed.
So, what do you think caused all this big downturn, all this disappointment?
I guess the last earnings report, and also the just throwing out anything that they felt was COVID dependent.
Gotcha.
So I do think now it's going to go on a long, slow path back up to the level that it was on 217 at 147. So I see a march back to that level.
Okay.
A slow march back, as we have a positive cross here of the 9-day and the 50, which it reacted to nicely. And we're going to have another cross of the 9-day with the 100 soon.
Mm-hmm.
So we're marching. Marching very nicely, beginning all the way back at the middle of March. At 319, we were at 129. So we come back nicely. And I think that the upward trend from early March continues. Even though we kind of been basing over the last 2 weeks, I think we will resume the upward march. I don't see any reason not to at this point. Even the 200 has a positive slope, and it's been hugging the 200.
Right.
So what you should see here is a slow creep up, probably to the 147 level, and then hopefully to new highs over 150. But it'll take time. This is not going to be.
This is not stuff.
It's not like
you listed it along with your you listed it along with your other blue chips.
Yeah,
it's in your head. It's the same thing.
It's not like a charge point or a Bcrx or an Xpev.
It's not a speculative play.
Yeah.
Right now it's dealer's choice. You can either do some of your favorites. I'll give you some choices: Athesis, Dermatec, or Draftkings.
Dermatec has been popping.
Okay.
Now on Tuesday we were very nervous about the prospects of it going all the way down to the 200-day at 2740. So I think our nervousness has been calmed by Wednesday's candle, which was an engulfing. So we had an engulfing after a tremendous long downturn from $85 all the way down to like, what was the low on Wednesday? All the way down to 32, from 85 to 32. That's like pretty bad. What can I say? But now we have an engulfing. We have 2 positive days, although very weak positive days. After that Wednesday engulfing, we're heading in the correct direction once again. We're testing the 9-day. Let's see if we can get above that. We did have a negative cross with the 9 and the 50, but it did go down after that, just not very much. And now it seems like it wants to go back up. So I like an engulfing when it comes at the end of a very long downturn.
Right.
The engulfing. It should,
well, certainly, like you said, that's one of your nipple signs. But at least it's
well,
giving.
The engulfing matters so much where it comes. If it comes at the end of a very long downturn, I like it.
Gotcha.
So that's what we have.
That's when the market says enough.
It's enough considering the nature of this drop. It looks like a definitive turnaround on Wednesday to me. Definitive. So I see that as a signal that it's okay to buy once again. Let's quickly do Draftkings.
Yeah. Like I said, we're over now, so not right now. It's just dealer's choice until we feel like leaving.
Yeah, I obviously can't finish all the ones on the list.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're still under 60, which is maybe it's an opportunity to just get in a little bit because we know that even if nothing happens, this should be a $75 stock.
yeah, it will be. The recent low is $54. So you're not far away from the low. The recent high, the all-time high actually.
It's 70 change, right? A little bit up there.
Yeah, it's over $70.
Right.
It's basically a double top.
Maybe that explains its.
It'll be tough making the new highs, but I'm confident it will. I think
fundamentally, it's getting all these deals with TV shows and sports leagues.
Will it win the New York lottery, so to speak?
Right.
Will it be the one of the two gambling stocks companies chosen to run the sports betting for New York State?
You know, when the other one, this is Draftkings. Which is the other one? The
FanDuel.
FanDuel. Yeah. The thing is that when the TV shows or the sports shows start listing their odds, you know that something's happening. This is sort of like when CNBC started listing on a regular basis the price of Bitcoin. So it adds an air of legitimacy. So I strongly believe it's time to buy this one. At least if you can do a swing trade, swing till 70.
Yeah, I think you can buy this one at any time because I think it's a great company, and if you get a dip, buy the dip. So you could throw the chart away for this one, buy the dip, and it should be 100 a year from now.
Right.
All right. But there is clearly trouble up around $74 with that double top.
Right. That'll be the. If you're swinging it, then just sell there.
Yeah, if you swing it to 70, you buy now and sell at 72, you're making good money.
Do you want to do a Paysafe since we were talking about it before, just to get PSFE?
Okay.
Only because since you and I just took two different moves on it.
Yeah, I sold mine the other day. I got tired of waiting, and
I just got it because it's got that same good shape.
You look like the smarter one of the two of us right now. As it had a nice candle on Wednesday, and it's up nicely on Thursday and trading above the 9 today. So the turnaround should be in. I like the fundamentals. I like the product, NetTeller, and they do have a tremendous amount of clients. It's a good company. So why not? Why not own this one? I didn't have enough of it to.
It's got a future.
I had a decision to make. Either I get rid of it or I add to it.
Right.
I got rid of it and I went into more Xpev or whatever I did.
Right. Your EV plays.
I'm
getting a request for SEEL.
SEEL.
Yeah, this is from indubitably one of the longest usernames I've ever seen, guy.
Indubitably it is. But we have a runner. This is a runner.
Oh, yeah. No, he gave us this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he gave us a good one. It's a runner.
I didn't jump in it, but.
It's making new highs and backed off a little bit off the top today, but it's a runner. And it could, based on this chart, it could easily run another 10, 20, 30%. Figure 30% would take you to 780. I'm not sure the fundamentals, but the chart looks pretty damn good.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly part of that big turnaround. And if that turnaround is real, especially since this one's breaking highs.
Yeah. What about what other stocks did I have?
You have your bigger than but your blue chips, Amazon and Apple.
How about Xpev?
Or Xpev, yeah. I didn't know which direction you wanted to go.
Neither
You want to
do
do
I.
the cars? Because you got 3 cars here.
Yeah, it's around $33 trading today. Very, very little range on very little movement on it. Its big day was Wednesday. It seems Wednesday was a lot of stocks. Big day turnaround, but it really turned around bottomed on, put in a bottom on Monday was the absolute low. So since Monday we've been up every day. The trend is up here. I like it for a swing trade. My original idea was $39. I'm in. I bumped up my bet. I started it in the low 30s. I kept buying when I realized that I didn't get stopped out at 29.75. It actually hit 29.77, so I survived that. I started adding when it went above my original buy. So I have quite a number of shares of this. I have a big position in it. And I might lower my target to the 50-day moving average.
Right. Are you playing for the channel or are you playing for the long term?
I was playing a swing.
Okay. Yeah, right. So then when it hits the, what is that? That's the 50?
Yeah, that would be at about, figure at about $35. So I'd have a nice
It's a decent enough swing since you're already in it. It's not worth getting in on that.
I was originally thinking I want to swing it all the way up to at least the high up here, but
Right.
why be greedy?
Understood.
So I might lower my. Well, what I might do is just take half off the table.
Yeah, I mean, don't you think? Do you think that trend line you just drew? Do you think it could follow that?
Yes.
Long term.
Yes, I expect it will follow that at least to the 50. It might run into a little problem at the 50.
All right. Well, so you're gonna trim it to 100 and then ride it the rest of the way.
I'll trim it to 50.
Trim it to 50. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the 50. Right. And then will you trim again at the 100? Well, you don't even know yet. That's not even talking.
Let me hit the 50 first.
Yeah. Right. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right. One more.
All right. Then do Fisker.
Which one?
FSR. Since we're talking about cars. He'll do it.
One in the very next day. The gold analyst comes in and with a target of sell, initiating it with a sell with a target of $10. And so far, the Goldman analyst is winning because when he came in with his target of $31, the stock was at 11.
Right. Give him a sec.
Goldman analyst and the both analysts. We had a huge candle, a huge spike on Wednesday. I felt like I'm going to get rich, but it kind of leveled off the last 2 days.
Well, what you expected. It went back to about the middle.
Yeah, well, the problem was the call by Goldman. Otherwise, I think it would have broke through the 200. So I'm a little disappointed, but it's holding the 9. And I expect. I don't know what to expect. I'm reevaluating my thinking on this. My original thinking on this was I'm going to ride it to 24, but maybe that might be too much. So I'm reevaluating.
So you're really actually doing some maneuvering as opposed to just saying, all right, let me just get into Fisker now and hold it.
I'm very actively trading stocks right now.
Gotcha.
So I might even, if it pops back to the 200 at about 1550, I might just get out.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like EV and pharmaceuticals are these kinds of things that you can play these games with.
Well, I bought it 12.
Well.
I bought it 12. 12 to 15 is not a terrible move.
No, it's not, but it's not an investment.
No, I don't view it as an investment. When I was in it before, remember at 12, I bought it 12 once before and I sold it 24. Right. So I thought I might be able to pull off the same miracle, but maybe my original thinking has to be modified. I'm always modifying my thinking.
Understood. Right. We're not in here to
One more. I'm on a roll.
Do your Amazon.
When in doubt, by Amazon. Wow, up another 1.27% to $33.50, which is actually, it had been a very negative candle yesterday, negative engulfing, but it didn't come at the very top, but it came pretty high up.
Mhm.
Be a little bit nervous. All the FANG stocks had a bad day yesterday, but Amazon had a particularly bad day yesterday. So, from my work on engulfing candles, generally speaking, it will run down for the optimal time to get out after the engulfing is about 3 to 4 days.
Uh-huh.
Day one, if I were just trading, I'd probably take some off the table right here, because the 9-day is resistance, and the 200 looks like support. Is this 200? No, whatever color that is. The 100 looks like support. So Amazon, what am I in? I'm in the daily, yeah. So the 50 is down here, the 200 is down here. The 50,
trend lines.
the 50 is barely above the 200.
It looks like it definitely looks like it's going to at least hit your trend line.
Yeah. All right, so looking at the chart, it looks like we're putting in a bullish harami today. Yesterday's candle was negative, both negative, bearish engulfing. We've had a nice run up. It's possible we pull back some more off of the engulfing candle, and the 9-day is definitely the 9-day is definitely resistance. So, from a trading perspective, if all I were doing with trading, I'd probably get out right now, look to get back in at the 100.
Trim, right?
But I'm not. It's one of
This is an investment, like you said.
Yeah, but
That's why I call this one of your blue chips.
From a trading perspective, I have my doubts.
All right. All right, I think we're done.
All right, we did a good job.
Yeah, we had good people on.
Did we
And
do
we
it?
had good people on our.
I want to know if everybody's happy.
Yeah,
I hope we did a good job.
I don't think anybody's going to complain about this one.
Did we have a good show? Did we have a really good shoe?
Good shoe. Well, I'm going
We
to
have
put
a
on.
really good shoe today.
There we go. We're getting some thumbs up. Kamal's happy. Dan's happy.
I don't know if we had a really good shoe.
Chris is happy. We're good. All right. Well, you have yourself a good weekend.
You
Everybody
too.
out there, have a good weekend.
How about some salutations and farewells? Some farewells for the weekend. Annyeong.
There you go.
Sayonara. Au revoir. Arrivederci. Shalom. Das vidanya.
I'm hungry, so I'm going to say hasta los huevos.
Hasta la vista.
All right. Take care.
Hasta luego. Don't forget to subscribe. Give us that thumbs up. Tell your friends about us.